Congratulations on falling asleep. Welcome to Somnasculpt. Your progress may be monitored by qualified specialists.
Nothing ever really surprises me anymore. I'm a fairly old person who has been playing games for a lot of my long life, so I feel like I've seen almost every type of game mechanic that humanity can throw into the medium. So imagine my surprise when I played something truly surprising and innovative. This is Superliminal, which is a made-up word presumably to mean the opposite of subliminal, which is where things are entering your mind without being aware of it, so I guess it means that things in this game are things that you'd be very, very aware of. Which is ironic, since I didn't take much notice of this 5-year-old game until now. Superliminal is primarily a puzzle game set inside the mind of a person undergoing a kind of dream therapy experiment where you use weird reality-bending trickery to make objects bigger or smaller depending on how you pick up and place them in your perspective. This means that if you pick up a small object and place it further away, it becomes bigger, or if you take a distant large object and place it next to you, it becomes smaller, and so on. It's an extremely bizarre thing to wrap your head around at first, but it quickly becomes an intuitive gameplay mechanic. There are clever and unexpected perspective tricks being played on you at all times, which really adds depth to the distorted dream reality you're playing in. The story's narrative is told both by an AI character and by the means of a doctor playing messages for you via tape decks.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to talk to you about being special. So special, in fact, that we have no idea where you are. But not to worry, we're working on it.
Dr. Pierce requires you to note the following risks of dream overexposure. Significant memory loss, both quantitative and qualitative. Hallucinations of dreaded or annoying objects. Unrealistic beliefs about the lengths of hallways. And other side effects which have not yet been discovered or which cannot be understood. The average adult can only withstand 3 to 5 dreams per night. Once this threshold is eclipsed by entering more dreams, your mind will suffer an explosive mental overload, reorienting you for the emergency exit protocol. Please subject yourself to explosive mental overload.
You may still be experiencing feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt. You feel this way because you want the kind of happy life you see all around you. The kind you know everyone else is enjoying. And that's exactly why we're here to help.
What starts off as a somewhat formulaic Portal test chamber-esque series of puzzles soon descends into something much weirder. It is implied that your dream therapy session is having problems due to your inability to wake up, and your mental state is at risk of being permanently severely damaged, which certainly puts a bit of an edge on things.
You were advised to subject yourself to explosive mental overload by descending into additional dreams, but have now descended into a dream within a dream instead, disorienting yourself even further. You are responsible for failing to make this crucial distinction. Emergency exit protocol cannot proceed. Emergency exit protocol has been emergency destroyed. This concludes your standard orientation protocol. Goodbye.
With Dr. Pierce softly assuring you that everything will be okay, and the AI controller coldly telling you that your brain is due to explode at any moment, you descend into increasingly strange dreams inside dreams versions of your subconscious. I've never felt more hopelessly trapped and insane whilst playing a video game as during these tense sections.
nothing is more challenging than the difficulty of changing perspective, of fundamentally altering your perceptions in a way that will enable you to face dire, trial-by-fire scenarios with solutions that could not be found otherwise. While we respect the unique progress of every patient, you must understand that it is possible to completely exhaust your supply of dreams, thereby entering a state in which you will not be able to wake up.
Diagnostic warning. Unrealistic use of dream objects may result in dream integrity fail states.
Then, everything takes a dramatic tonal shift after you trigger a paradox, and all of your dream reality is stripped down to a state which Dr. Pierce calls white space. This section was one of the most hauntingly beautiful game environments I've ever played through. The melancholy emotional feeling this part of the game gives you is indescribable. The only thing I can liken it to is the concept of complete ego death. Never would I have imagined that video games would someday become this kind of psychedelic and psychoanalytic experience. I remember when games were about jumping around and getting power-ups.
But in white space, I also faced the greatest challenge I could imagine. Because with a lifetime of life itself behind me, and all of the weight that it carried, I realized that seeing things the way I wanted to was not as easy as it used to be.
The game ends with a powerful, hopeful, and inspiring message about finding new perspectives to overcome life's problems, which hit unexpectedly hard. What started as a wacky puzzler with unusual physics became a breathtaking emotional journey so seamlessly that I barely had a chance to realise it. A genuinely inventive puzzle game into a dark and atmospheric psychological thriller into a somber and uplifting emotional ride. It was truly an outstandingly awe-inspiring experience which will stay with me, in my consciousness, forever.
All you've got to do is wake up.
This is Superliminal, not a game to be slept on.